What is DevOps? This is a non-technical video just covering the basics for anybody who's brand new to this. Here is Matt. Matt is a developer. Here is a lawnmower that Matt has developed. It's a virtual lawnmower, mowing virtual grass. And the lawnmower is essentially a function. It's a virtual block of code. Let's pretend that the lawnmower is just a block of code. And that could be, Python, it could be JavaScript, C#, whatever you want it to be. And now, how did Matt make the lawnmower? Well, first he came up with a plan. He decided what kind of algorithms he's going to be using in order to develop it, and what kind of programs he's going to be using to code it. Once he has his plan, then he starts to code. This is where he starts using tools like Git. He starts creating repos and keeping updated copies for version control. Next, he goes to the build stage where he makes an executable. This is where he uses tools like Maven and Gradle, where he can further develop the lawnmower. And then he's going to go into the testing, where he's looking for bugs, he's debugging his code, and getting it ready for deployment. And a great tool for this is called Selenium. And now he passes on the lawnmower to Courtney. Now Courtney is an operator. She's an operator of the lawnmower, and she's going to deploy the lawnmower to the field where it's going to operate mowing that virtual grass. And she's operating and deploying it with the help of tools like Puppet, Terraform, Ansible, and Docker. Lots of automation tools, lots of containerizations and building. And from there, she's going to monitor it. Now we're looking at a lot of different screens with a lot of different lawnmowers on them. So she uses tools like Nagios or New Relic in order to do the monitoring. And now those have endless graphs and different kind of summarizations and charts and pretty much anything you need in order to get the information that you need and what you're looking for. And she provides that feedback to Matt. And from there, that's where the integration happens. In integration, you must have heard this before, continuous integration, continuous delivery, CI/CD pipelines. That means all of the things that she monitored, she sent back to Matt, and Matt is going to look at that and go through all the steps that he went through before. So, the steps were plan, then he codes, then he goes to the build stage, then he tests and debugs, and then sends it back to Courtney. So it's this back and forth, an infinite loop of continually, it's running in production, and as it's running, Matt's getting all the feedback of what's running so he can actively modify it while it's in production. And, if anything goes wrong, well, Matt will know about it right away because Courtney will go through the process to pass it back to him, and then they will be able to fix that right away. And a great tool for that is called Jenkins. And now Jenkins is great because imagine you have a testing environment and then you've got a production environment. And now when you write the new code, when Matt is developing his new code, he pushes it into the testing environment. And when it doesn't work, then he brings over the testing environment into the production environment. And if for some reason the production environment breaks or doesn't work the way that the testing environment did, he can roll back the change pretty much instantly with Jenkins. And that is really cool. So Matt is the dev, the developer. Courtney is the ops, the operator. And together they create a DevOps culture where they working back and forth, they become the same team. And a lot of times in DevOps, you kind of start doing both tasks. So maybe Matt will start helping Courtney with some of her tasks. Maybe Courtney will help Matt with some of his tasks. Maybe they're sitting in the same room. They're not, just throwing their stuff over the fence to each other. They're directly communicating and making this culture happen. So that's all I have for this video, and I'm going to be making a lot more videos in the future for my YouTube channel on all these different tools that I talked about in this video, and these will be more technical videos, some tutorials, how-tos, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned. Lots of great content coming up. Thanks for watching, guys.